That shit was pretty entertaining to watch. Like the video of it, that fool said, blah! And he got him as hard as he got serious and Dose combined. Like, wow, pretty amazing to watch. I feel like Diz made it all the way through the battle. I don't think Math would have made it all the way on the plane and went home and it would have been cool. Math was being cool the whole time. Like Diz is our, like, a lot of people thought he like premeditated it. I don't think so. But I think he had definitely made the decision in his head, you know, if it comes down to it, I'm down to punch this dude. Like we can go to blows. And I think that's the hardest thing about fighting somebody is actually making that decision like, okay, it can happen, you know? And then once you do that, you know, it's gonna happen at some point. So they were just squared off, and I think Diz, whatever kind of energy Math was giving off, Diz was like, put him in fight mode. And you could tell, because the first 2 rounds were so clean. And they were both killing it. I mean, I edge it to Diz, because Diz is the homie. And I know I'm biased, so I don't really like, you know, put my, you know, opinion out there like that. But 3rd round, Diz started like kind of slipping up. And I could tell why, is he was like posturing. Like he was thinking, oh, I'm gonna have to fight this dude. Like something about what was happening in that 3rd round, either what Math said in his round or how Math was looking at him while Diz was rapping or whatever, you know, it just, that energy was kind of building up. And when I see, I was outside in the other room, Caustic and Madness and a bunch of the homies had like a straight, like, ooh, on view to it. But then now we've all seen it from like 20 cameras, right? Like when Diz is like, I should punch you in your fucking face right now. Math goes, do it, you know, do it. And I don't know how Math didn't see this, but Diz plants his feet, like he turns his body, you know, to get into, like he was standing this way and he turned this way. I'm like, oh, he's gonna punch him, you know what I mean? Like it's coming from a mile away. And then I guess, I mean, you can't see his feet and they're close together, but he just planted his feet and then he, boom, and he hit him and it was, oh, and then it was everywhere. And I think a lot of people were like, Math is getting stomped out right now. Not really. Like there was definitely like more people involved than just Dizaster and Math. But they definitely like let Math get up, you know what I mean? And then Math came at Diz again, and then they went at it again, and then they let him get up again. Because I'll tell you what, as many people were in there, man, if they didn't want Math to get out of there, or if they wanted to seriously do harm to Math, it would have happened. Not like, no, there wasn't enough security, there wasn't enough of the homies, there wasn't anybody could stop it from happening if they wanted it to happen. And I don't think so. I think it was more like a Math and Diz thing. And it was just, everybody was kind of caught up in the melee. People were picking up tables and shit, but no one was hitting anybody with a table. You know what I mean? It just, yeah, it was a little tornado went down in the middle of the ring. There were some people who were, you know, who would have liked it to go further. And then, but I just think that, you know, cool heads prevailed and there was enough people in the ring that didn't want it to go down, you know. I saw, there's a video, the homie Alfie shaved his face and he had a big beard, but he looked like Big K. And we just all weekend talk about, oh, Alfie looks like Big K. People mixing him up all weekend. And in the video you see Alfie come up and pick Dizaster up off the ground when Dizaster gets pushed all the way back. And I seen people on the video were like, oh, Big K's helping Dizaster. I was like, no, that wasn't Big K. That was the homie Alfie. But I really think that it was, you know, as bad as it all was, it was really a Diz and Math thing. I hate to think that people are going to make it into like a, you know, Fresh Coast, West Coast versus the East Coast guys thing. Because that's really not how it was. And we were trying to, me and Awkwards went over to Epic Mealtime yesterday. We were trying to get a hold of Charlie Clips, come out, and I don't know, like he wasn't answering the calls, you know what I mean? I didn't hit him up, Awkwards hit him up, but I don't know if it was just like, oh, I'm not kicking it with y'all. Like, nah, you know? Like, we're drawing lines in the sand now. It's like, no, we cool, man. You know, I didn't have nothing to do with that shit. But even still, like, I'm saying, if they wanted it to be bad, it would have been bad. They just, 2 dudes were fighting in a room full of, you know, hundreds of people. That's more than, you know, some shoes are going to get stepped on, you know what I mean? Some people are going to get knocked on the ground, and it's going to look a lot more wild than it is. But at the end of the day, that was Diz and Math, you know? Like I said, man, you punch the puncher, and a lot of people are going to be applauding you, you know? It was unnecessary, completely unnecessary. He won the battle, I thought. Did he deserve this? I don't know, no, I guess, but if you're the puncher in every other situation in your life, you know what I mean? And like, I'll tell you what, Serious Jones didn't get a, I should punch you in your fucking face right now and then plant my feet. Serious Jones said, woo, and he had his head down and that fool went, rah, 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 you know what I mean? Like, so, you know, he got it a lot, he got it a lot more fair than he's served it in the past, I think. Still ain't cool, you know? Like, but if anyone, that's the thing, it's like, if anyone's gonna get punched, right? That's why I think a lot of people feel that way about it. I think a lot of people are like, yeah, man, you know, karma came back. What did they say? A serious dose of karma. I was like, oh, it's like, that's gold. You're gonna get a lot of those punchlines coming up. If you add up the math of these punches, Dizaster came over after where we were kicking it, and he was just like on the phone left and right, and fucking with everybody. Method Man was on the phone with him, and just right when he walked in the house, he's like, I hit him, I felt his soul leave his body. And Method Man was like, what? And we were just like fucking laughing on the couch. So it was like, it was so easy to see the positives in it. Like right off the bat, we're like, oh my God, this shit's got 1 million views on fucking World Star. And I'm not gonna tell Diz like some shit he already knows. Like, yeah, that was stupid. You know, I was definitely like, why the fuck did you do that? You know, like you were winning. There was no point in doing that. And he was like, oh, I just felt, you know, that energy, like it was fight time, you know. He was fucking amped, man. It was kind of cool. We just turned the TV off and watched Dizaster. Just go run around the house like, whoa, this motherfucker. He is definitely like, trying to just like gauge who's mad at him and who's not, and you know, but ultimately Diz's attitude is like, fuck that, you know, fuck that. I don't think he feels like he did anything wrong, you know what I mean? Let's be realistic about this shit. With all the misogyny and homophobia and you know, gun violence being like the standard, you know what I mean? Like, are we really gonna pull in some crazy sponsors that we're gonna lose because one of us punched the other one? Just put fucking security in the ring. Make it so we can't punch each other. That should be, I mean, like that's more lesson to be learned from this is we're gonna punch each other sometimes. It's not cool, it shouldn't be condoned. Put big people in the ring so that we can't punch each other, straight up. Have Trick stand there and just look at us, you know? I ain't gonna punch. If he says I can't punch anybody, then no one's punching anybody. It's a no punch zone, you know what I mean? But until they have like real, you know, some kind of people saying, you know, there's going to be immediate consequences, not like I'll take your money or I won't, you know, I won't pay you or I won't let you battle later. Like you're going to, you know, have a problem right now if you swing on this dude. It's going to happen in the future, but I just don't think it's, you know, bad for the culture. You know, you asked me, is it going to help battle rap? I think a lot more people saw a little piece of battle rap yesterday than have in a long time, you know. I definitely did more for the culture view-wise than Total Slaughter or the Absol thing. I mean, like, I know the World Star numbers aren't like always 100% accurate, but it was like, it's probably like 2 million views on World Star now. Right. That's fucking crazy. That shit happened 2 nights ago. When we woke up in the morning, it was over 1 million views. Yeah, battles don't do that, you know? So, well, we'll see how good it is for the culture, you know what I mean? It's not, we ain't going back to that club again, I'll tell you that much.